So I guess the first thing I wanted to ask was what motivated you to start doing your COVID daily emails?
One of the services we do at Skip is we help people with passports. And so I was visiting the San Francisco passport office quite a bit. And a lot of the folks there were saying, oh, no one's getting passports. Applications were also way down. So basically the Department of State was talking about the effect on travel and the impact COVID was having in other countries. And that was about mid-February when we started to hear this. And I thought, this is probably information we need to start sharing with our users, since so much of what we do is inform people about government changes, travel changes, and policies. And that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just wondering, because we are such a small team, what it's been like for you to track everything changing so quickly.
It's a lot of effort to stay on top of it, but that's part of the reason why we exist. We basically want to save people a lot of the time that it would normally take to read the news every morning to wake up, because I know everyone is stressed and they want to stay on top of not only infection data, but unemployment data, jobs data, economic data, you name it. And a lot of people may choose to spend a few hours a day looking this up on their own, but we think that hey, if we can spend time, even if I spend a couple hours a day, which is normally what I do, looking up this information, it can save a lot of time for others and it can help a lot of others too. So it's a small thing for us, but I think it has a huge impact on helping people understand what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that the emails have been a major part of Skip's COVID response, but the company has also shifted in a lot of other ways through this crisis. I was wondering if you could kind of summarize how Skip has shifted in response to the pandemic.
Yeah, we put so much of our focus on COVID-related products and services and information. So it started with the emails back in February, and we've also created services to help small businesses. So after we were sending out emails and I was writing these, I heard a lot of great feedback from people who were worried about, hey, what am I going to do about my small business? Have you heard about these government programs? And so right away, we jumped on the SBA programs, EIDL and PPP programs. And even before the EIDL was fully launched, we started looking into it, trying to get in touch with the SBA, understand what was going to happen and what options were going to be available for businesses. So we researched that and we built a few trackers. So if you were a small business, you could see where you were in the approval process relative to others. This gave people peace of mind, and it's been really fantastic to give this to folks. The question was, all right, I'm waiting for my stimulus. I'm waiting for my EIDL advance or my loan. When's it coming? Is anyone else hearing anything else? So it's been great to have those accessible, and those are all free at Hello Skip. And so many businesses have taken advantage of that. And we've also helped people directly fill out the forms and walk them through how to apply some things we've seen that work well or don't work well, especially with PPP forgiveness now. A lot of companies who took PPP loans, now they're asking, all right, I took all this money, how do I get it forgiven? So we are helping people with basic questions on how to get it forgiven and doing one-on-one services too. So those are just a couple of the things we've done in addition to our other services, the DMV and passport services, where we continue to put out information about what's changing, what's new, about what's happening on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just wondering, as the EIDL advances and the PPP are winding down, what are you hoping to be able to offer next for services and products as we move into the next phase of this pandemic?
I think individually and even from a business perspective, it's going to continue to be a struggle for so many people for the summer, the fall, even in 2021. Of course, it's going to be a while. So anything we can do to help people navigate this uncertainty, we want to do. A lot of that is information, continuing to provide emails every day that share what's going on, what's the latest infection information, the latest local information from the state or from the city. What are they saying? I mean, bottom line is we should all be wearing masks, but you'd be surprised. I think a lot of the country still maybe doesn't understand that, but we should be wearing masks. So that's one, providing information. And the second is helping people who need government assistance. I think the biggest shift we're seeing now is people who haven't relied on government besides filing taxes or basic things are now having to rely on government in a whole new way. That's unemployment, stimulus checks, wondering what to do about renewing documents, whether that's business permits or driver's licenses. So there's a lot of questions that people are wondering about, even how to get your mortgage or rent deferred, or basically what your options are there. So to the extent that we can help people navigate this with information, we want to. And even on our website, we're continuing to put up posts every day and new services to basically help people get these questions answered. And I think even when we look ahead at like what's going to happen with all these small businesses, we've also done free business listings for small businesses around the country where they can post about their business, post if they have a GoFundMe or a website or social media. Basically, we want to encourage them to get support from consumers to say, we support small businesses because they're an important part of our community, and they can go to supportcovidrecovery.com to find a business near them, show their support. That can just be a like, or it can be actually going to their GoFundMe page. So that's another big piece for businesses, because the studies that we've seen are not looking good for many small businesses. Some say a quarter or a third may never reopen again, because especially if they stay closed, it's not going to be in their interest.
Do you think that you're reaching new customers now that you weren't before? Are small businesses a new kind of segment of Skip users?
Yeah, for the 3 years plus that we've been around, we've primarily focused on helping consumers learn about government services. And a big piece has been the DMV, helping people access the DMV, get questions answered. We always had in mind we wanted to help businesses, but we hadn't gotten to that point yet. With what's been happening and the struggle businesses in particular have had, we have absolutely seen a shift in our user base where we're helping hundreds of thousands of businesses now with the loans, the grants that I spoke about, the trackers, even the free business listings. So to us, they all have the same end goal, which is how do we get the resources we need efficiently, and how do we save time? In particular, as it relates to government services. So if we need to fill out forms or grant applications, or we need to comply with certain health ordinances, we want to help both individuals and businesses know about those. But it's been great to see the response from businesses and the fact that everyone's working together now. And even businesses right here in the Bay or in other parts of the country, they're really coming together to share resources. And it's really encouraging to see that as well. Just being able to see how many businesses and individuals want to make a difference and want to help, it puts a lot of things in perspective. I mean, we're a mission-driven company where we've always wanted to help increase accessibility no matter who you are. But now we're seeing that among everyone we talk to, whether it's via video calls or via our YouTube videos, where people are leaving comments and subscribing, or just emailing us and chatting with us. They're saying that they want to share resources. They love what we're doing. They love the daily updates. They want to share resources with friends or family, because everyone's concerned about not only family and friends, but just their communities. And I hope that we don't lose that. And I hope that part sticks with us. Basically, the perspective all of us will have now to think, all right, we came together during the pandemic, we shared information, resources, and we looked out for each other. Let's keep that going. And so that's the optimistic side, even though this has been tough for millions and millions of people who are continuing to struggle. I think it's brought some perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my last question is, once this pandemic is over, which it won't be for a long time, we know that, but once it is, what are you hoping to bring into the next phase of from this time? What are you hoping to hold on to that you've learned?
A lot of it is the perspective that I just talked about. And one of the things I think I would like to embrace more fully throughout the pandemic and beyond is bringing people together. You know, we see ourselves as a marketplace for government-related services. And a lot of the things we've done individually, for example, we've helped people get their questions answered about the DMV. We've helped people by standing in line for them or renewing their passport or helping them with their road test. I'd really like to see a shift where a lot of other people realize that there's an opportunity to help people who need to apply for unemployment or who need to get food stamps or basically just rely on government resources, and that there's an opportunity for them to help provide information. And to the extent that we can facilitate and find the people that are also doing helpful things, we want to be able to do that. There's so many great nonprofits too that we've partnered with that are also doing great things. We want to keep doing that. And I think now more than ever, a lot of the nonprofits and organizations that are trying to help want to connect with more like-minded organizations. And so I would like to see us do more of that, because I think that's what's going to keep people optimistic and create the most opportunity for all of us.